and greenhouse effect. Earth, the third planet from the Sun, the only planet having a vast diversity of life forms. While other planets of our solar system are either scorching hot or bitterly cold, Earth has a relatively stable temperatures. What is that which is making Earth different? What exactly is making Earth such a favorable place to live on? It is the Earth's atmosphere, which is a thin blanket of air surrounding the Earth from all sides. This air is a mixture of many different gases, just like an umbrella which protects.
So global warming, all of you know, right? Global warming, all of you know. Have you heard about global dimming? Dimming. D-I-M-M-I-N-G. Dim lights, no? Dim light. So global is getting dim. That is called global dimming. So there is a warming as well as dimming, both are happening together. Let's understand what. This global warming means because of fossil fuel burning, carbon dioxide is emitted regularly, and carbon dioxide is the main culprit for this warming phenomena. Okay, carbon dioxide. We are releasing a lot of carbon dioxide, and that's why the problem is happening. That is global warming. Dimming is again pollution. Due to pollution, particles are generated, more and more sulfur and carbon particle, dust particle. And this dust particle, if we analyze, mostly it is carbon dust and sulfur dust. And that is getting ejected to the atmosphere. So it is there in the upper layer of the atmosphere, huge quantity at the tropospheric upper layer of the troposphere. The dust particles are floating. Now whenever sunlight is getting irradiated, it is getting reflected back to the sky by scattering phenomena. That is called Tyndall effect. Similar to Tyndall effect. You know this dilute solution phenomena, Tyndall effect. That is called colloidal solution. So when the light is trying to pass through colloidal solution, it is getting scattered. That phenomenon is called Tyndall effect. Same thing is happening in the atmosphere also. When the sunlight is getting exposed, it is getting reflected back to the sky and getting scattered, and that's why the light cannot penetrate much to the atmosphere, and as a result we are losing lot of that solar energy, and we are depending more and more on solar energy, and we are thinking that in future we will totally discard fossil fuel and depend on solar, but the day by day the solar intensity is decreasing. That is also alarming problem. Okay, last 50 years, 22% sunlight reduction has happened already. This is called global dimming.
Because of the pollution?
Yes, dust particle emission. Emission of dust particle from different sources, various sources. Dust particle quantity has increased a lot. And it has got a lot of other impact also. That day by day you can understand that thunderfall is more. Compared to earlier, nowadays you can find much more frequent thunderfall. Without any cloud, without anything, rainfall, there is a thunder fall nowadays. It is increasing because of this conducting air. Dust particle is becoming more and more conducting, and that's why electric discharge can easily happen to this conducting air compared to non-conducting air. So far it was non-conducting air, that's why thunderfall was difficult. Now thunderfall is becoming easier because of this conducting behavior of the atmosphere. And this conducting behavior is happening because of dust particle. Okay. So there are one problem, that is frequent thunderfall, and thunderfall is obviously dangerous. It is taking life of so many people also due to thunderfall. It can damage the property, it can kill people, very simply. Apart from that, this dust particle is scattering the light, and that's why light is not penetrated, so global dimming phenomena. Now someone may think this way. It is a common layman thinking that dimming is there, warming is there. This should cancel. Because of sunlight only the warming, and sunlight is getting reflected, so there should be cooling. This should balance, but practically is not happening because the pollution level is not equal everywhere, and it is not getting balanced, and that is the trouble. If it could balance, we could be happy, but it's not happening. Somewhere dimming is there, and somewhere else the warming is there, and it is never balanced. Got the problem? So this global warming and global dimming phenomena. Now what is the major reason of this global warming? You know, that is because of carbon dioxide emission. What are the other greenhouse gases apart from carbon dioxide? Methane, ammonia, N2O, water vapor. Methane, N2O, water vapor, CFC. These are the major greenhouse gases. But N2O, not NO2 or any other oxides of nitrogen. Not sulfur dioxide. Okay, don't get confused. Sometimes students are writing, that's what I'm telling you. Only global warming greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, number one. That is the major one because it has got a higher percentage. Others are very small quantity. Then you can have water vapor, methane, and N2O and chlorofluorocarbon. These are only N2O. Only out of all these. Why NO nahi hoga? Why N2O will be hoga? That I'll show you. Okay. Let's understand why होगा, why नहीं. पहले तो समझो कि क्यों होता है, तभी तो ये सब समझ में आएगा ना. देखो होता क्यों है. Let's talk about carbon dioxide first. Which one is right structure? Tell me which one is right structure, upper one or bottom one?
Which one is right structure?
Out of these two, which one is right structure? Operator.
Upper one.
হ্যাঁ, operator. কারণ না থাকুন লোকটা তো এতেও আছে এতেও আছে তাতে কি গেল রিপালশন তো সব দিক থেকে সমান সো ইট ইজ এ লিনিয়ার স্ট্রাকচার এন্ড মিউ ইকুয়াল টু 0 মিউ মানে ডাইপোল সো ডাইপোল মোমেন্ট ইজ 0 বাট হিয়ার ডাইপোল মোমেন্ট ইজ নন জিরো and what is happening practically what is happening sometimes the molecule is like this and sometimes is like this because vibration is going on. Due to vibration, it is bending. It is called bending mode of vibration. And due to this bending mode of vibration, you can find both the structures right. Bottom is also not wrong because they are always vibrating and you are getting both the structures. So sometimes you are getting dipole is 0, sometimes not 0. As a result, what you are getting is called fluctuating dipole. What we get is called fluctuating dipole moment. And due to this fluctuating dipole moment, it is capable of absorbing IR.
Absorbing?
IR, infrared radiation from the sunlight. Okay, the molecule capable of this absorbing IR from the sunlight is only responsible for global warming. Not all. And carbon, NO, CO, O2, they cannot because they don't have bending vibrations. They must have bending vibration. That is the number one condition. Without bending vibration, IR radiation is not absorbed. Stretching vibration is not related here. Only bending vibration. And that is happening on this type of molecules. CO2 and N2O. N2O is also 2N and 1O. Triatomic molecule. Triatomic molecule. Then only it can have bending. Diatomic cannot have any bending.
So visa is important.
Structure. Structure and its vibration mode. Structure and its vibration mode is important. N2O can absorb IR. CO2 can absorb IR because they have this bending mode of vibration available. And this particular frequency of vibration matching with the IR frequency. And that's what is absorbing the IR. And what it is doing? Absorbing the particular vibration, particular frequency from sunlight and enhancing its own vibration. That is called resonance. That is also called resonance. It is absorbing particular radiation from the sunlight and enhancing its own mode of this vibration, bending vibration. And that's why it is absorbing IR. All cannot absorb IR. Only these molecules can absorb IR. Chlorofluorocarbon can also absorb. And that's why they are also greenhouse. H2O, all are triatomic. Just think about all are triatomic. Triatomic or polyatomic. Never diatomic. These are all greenhouse gases. Sulfur dioxide is also triatomic, but still it cannot participate in this one because this particular frequency is not matching with the IR. Lot of condition. Number one, it should be polyatomic molecule, not diatomic. Number two condition, the mode of vibration should be there. Vibration mode, bending vibration mode should be there. Number three condition, this bending vibration mode should be matching with the irradiation frequency of the sunlight. These three conditions necessary. And that's why always not happening. सबके लिए नहीं है, only for certain molecules, and this is the reason 3 conditions must be satisfied. And 3 condition is not so easy, na? 3 conditions not always met. That's why all are not greenhouse gases, only few.
Protects us from sun and rain. This thin layer of air protects Earth from the harmful radiations from the sun.
Observe
But
carefully.
this stable
Quite nice.
temperature is rising every passing year. Oceans are getting warmer. Significant shift in the climate is seen. Glaciers are melting. Why is all this happening? What should be done to stop all this?
I think it's better. Hey, stop talking. Better I will discuss. Otherwise, you will be talking, discussing. So discuss with me, not with each other. See, Venus is very very hot. You know. Earlier, the atmosphere of Venus was like Earth only. Much earlier, a few million years back, Venus was like Earth. But now suddenly, what happened? The Venus has become so hot, that scorching hot. What is the temperature? 450 degrees centigrade. 450 degrees centigrade. Not boiling point of water. Much beyond that. 450 degrees centigrade. Practically not habitable at all. Okay. Lot of things are molten state. Very hard situation there. But why does it happen? Why it is happen? Earlier it was like Earth only. So it is called synergic effect. First of all, the lack of rainfall. Acha, do you know how rainfall occurs in the earth? What is the technology behind it? What is the reaction behind it? How the rainfall occur? Because of moisture, humidity? No, not only that. There are 2 conditions necessary. Hey, listen. There are 2 conditions necessary. One, hot and humid air coming from the ocean. Above the ocean there will be hot and humid air. This hot and humid air must come from the ocean. And cold and dry air should come from the Himalaya. I mean some mountain, not only Himalaya. Himalaya is an example. So hot and humid air from the ocean and cold and dry air from the Himalaya or any other such mountain. They should knock each other. They should knock each other. Then only rainfall occurs. Okay, collision होना चाहिए दोनों का. Why? Very simple. उसको cooling तो करना है. Moisture को. Then only it will form raindrop. उसको ठंडा नहीं करेंगे तो raindrop कैसे बनेगा? Moisture तो है, humidity भी है. But rain, what about raindrop? Raindrop बनाएगा कौन? ठंडा. Cold जो air जब उसके साथ धक्का लगेगा, whenever it will collide, then raindrops will form and it will fall down. Okay, there is no magic into it. Simple atmospheric phenomena. So these 2 things is knocking each other. क्या धक्का ना चाहिए? खुले दाम. अच्छा. देख लीजिए होची की नहीं. अच्छा, by the way. So it is very interesting regarding Venus MTV. So rainfall is occurring at Earth like this. So what happened at Venus? It has become hot and more hot because of this warming. Just like our global warming happening, that happened there also. Because of some other human or not, I don't know. But it happened. And it became very hot. Very, very hot. And no rainfall could occur because of cold air was not coming. Cold air, hot air collision is necessary. Only hot air, humid air cannot give the rainfall. So what happened? And this moisture at a high temperature, it is a greenhouse gas itself. The water vapor itself is a greenhouse gas. There is enhancing the temperature, rising the temperature. The more the moisture content in the air, more is the global warming. More global warming giving more evaporation. More evaporation giving more moisture. It is becoming hotter, more and more hot. And after that, ultimately all the oceans evaporated. And the cloud is so thick. Cloud is so thick that the global warming is enormous. Okay, that means water itself is responsible for this warming. Okay, water itself is the responsible for the warming. Now somehow trigger this rainfall at Venus, it may become habitable again. उसमें बारिश कर दो. Because lot of moisture is already there in the sky. huge amount of cloud, but rainfall is not happening because it's not becoming sufficient cold. Cold and hot दोनों चाहिए. It's not happening there. Okay, and that may be a future fate of Earth also. बाद में Earth का यही होगा. जो अभी Venus का हो चुका है, वो Earth में भी होने वाला है. We will not be there, but maybe someday it will come. केहू ना को तो देखते पावे.
We'll find the creations in the form of visible, ultraviolet,
देखो.
and infrared have to first pass the Earth's atmosphere before reaching the surface. The ozone layer, which is present in the Earth's atmosphere, blocks some amount of harmful friends, but are you not wondering why it is called greenhouse effect?
अच्छा, why it is called greenhouse effect? Okay, your patience will be lost because it is slow. So I'll answer your things. What is called greenhouse effect? Why it is called greenhouse? Greenhouse, you know what is greenhouse? Greenhouse is actually orchid house. Though that is a glass-made house, dome. Inside that glass-made dome, there are some plants kept so that in the cold season, winter season, the plants are getting protected from the cold breeze. Too much of cold, excessive cold, to exempt them from excessive cold, it is kept inside the glass-made room. That is in the Kalimpong, Darjeeling, that area. That is called greenhouse. Now, we are similarly protected by this atmosphere like a greenhouse. Otherwise, the temperature will drop down. Without this greenhouse gas, temperature will drop down to minus 18 degrees centigrade, where we cannot survive. Minus 18 degrees centigrade. Okay, even lower than the polar temperature. Practically, we cannot survive at the temperature. So that's why this greenhouse gas is protecting us, giving us life. So we cannot say greenhouse gas is bad, but beyond certain level, everything is bad. Too much of vitamin gives hypervitaminasis. Too much of protein is giving some problem, isn't it? Parkinson disease. Too much of everything is bad. So it should be in the limit. So greenhouse gas also should be in the limit. If it is in the limit, it is life-saving. If it is beyond the limit, it is killing. Practically, that is the problem happening. Okay. So this is global warming. So what we can do regarding that? What is our role? हम क्या करेंगे? सब लोग तो यही बोलेंगे ना, हम क्या करेंगे? हो रहा है तो हम क्या करेंगे? Everyone has got a certain role. सबके लिए थोड़ा-थोड़ा रोल है. अच्छा, तुम लोग जब रूम से जाते हो, लाइट फैन ऑफ नहीं कर सकते? दिस मच यू कैन डू ना. क्लासरूम, अब बीसी राय देगा पेमेंट, उसमें क्या हमारा क्या? बीसी राय का मैं पेमेंट दे चुका हूँ. ऐसा नहीं है, ऐसा करके मत सोचो. Because if you are using light fan, means you are consuming electricity. That electricity is made by burning coal. That coal burning producing carbon dioxide. So you are contributing every moment for the global warming. So try to minimize the global warming. How can you start? You can start by switching off the light fan, unnecessary light fans. That much you can do as a citizen. Okay, as a responsible citizen, this much we can do, na? Light fan. I can see that here and there in the classroom, most of the time light fans are on. This is not off because nobody is there. Some bags are there. Sometimes bag is also not there, but light fan is running. Okay, so that much we can do. That much is our role. We can do that. And another thing, this garbage we can put in the dustbin only instead of classroom. This much you can do. We can, in the clean atmosphere, you can live. It's a better life, isn't it? Clean atmosphere, clean area. We like always clean area. You like cleanliness, but you are not doing cleanliness. You become clean. Okay, make a good habit. Why I can tell that? Because I am doing that. Otherwise I should not tell. हम करते हैं ना, खुद करते तभी तुम लोग को बोल रहे हैं. नहीं तो ऐसे नहीं बोल सकते ना. खुद नहीं करते तो मुझे तो थोड़ा कॉन्साइंस में लगेगा ना. मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं नहीं करता. अच्छा देखो, what are the causes? एक बार देख लो. What are the causes of global warming? उसका reason क्या है? There are list here. Due to rapid industrialization, population explosion, depletion of natural resources, That I think you understand all this. Natural phenomena, modification of the ecosystem. These are all the causes of global warming. Modification of ecosystem, we are just doing the deforestation. Deforestation.
Deforestation.
Yes. Forest को काट के building बनाना है. So that is creating global warming because these plant. I can give you a practical example. Durgapur, Kolkata, and village area. If you compare, village में जहाँ थोड़ा open area ज़्यादा है, plants ज़्यादा है, वो ठंडा है comparatively. जब गांव से तुम सिटी में जाते हो तो टेम्परेचर डिफरेंस तो पता चलता है कितना डिफरेंस हो जाता है क्योंकि पेड़ पौधा कम है. कलकत्ता में जाओगे तो पेड़ पौधा बहुत कम है तो उधर देखो कितना टेम्परेचर ज़्यादा रहता है. टेम्परेचर के कम करने के लिए प्लांट का बहुत ही अच्छा योगदान है, कंट्रीब्यूशन है उसका. कैसे? इट इज कॉल्ड evapotranspiration. हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट evapotranspiration? सुनो तो बात कर रहे हैं. evapotranspiration, evaporation plus transpiration दोनों को मिला के बोलते हैं कि evapotranspiration. वो क्या है? They are sucking water. Plants are sucking, trees and plants sucking water from the soil. That water is going to the plant leaf, and through the stomata it is evaporated out, cooling the total environment. So one plant and or a tree, big tree, can change a lot of cooling, can do the cooling, lot of cooling. Okay, and a few number of trees if there, the whole area becomes cold because of this evapotranspiration phenomena. Evaporation. Okay, transpiration and evaporation, these two phenomena. That is called evapotranspiration. By this evapotranspiration, the tree is making the total area colder. So this is the thing. Sunlight is heating the earth, and in the this atmosphere, some of the heat is getting absorbed, not getting reflected. That is the main reason it is giving warming. So we can do one thing, that minimization of the fossil fuel burning. And as I was telling you about the different type of movement. The molecules are actually moving this way, different type of stretching and bending sorts of vibrations, movement. The actual movement, if you observe, you understand better instead of telling. This is called symmetric stretching. Yes, you should see the dancing, then only you understand better. See molecules, how the molecules are dancing, symmetric stretching, anti-symmetric or asymmetric stretching. This is called rocking. This is called wagging. This is twisting and scissoring. দেখি দিচ্ছি ওয়াগিং হচ্ছে এইরকম করছে আর টুইস্টিং হচ্ছে এরকম করছে. টুইস্টিং হচ্ছে এরকম করছে আর ওয়াগিং হচ্ছে এরকম করছে আর সিজারিং মানে এরকম করছে আর রকিং মানে এরকম করছে. So all these types of movement are all these types of movement, these are called your vibrational movements. Molecules are doing all these sorts of vibrations. I'm talking about carbon dioxide only, vibration of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is being like this. But all these type of twisting is not related to IR absorption. Some are related to IR absorption. And which one is that? This anti-symmetric stretching. Okay, and this bending mode. Some of the bending mode also. So this bending mode and anti-symmetric stretching is responsible for this type of IR radiation absorption. And what are the effects then? Maybe too colorful, maybe not readable. I'll just tell you. What are the different major effects happening due to greenhouse effect, global warming? Number one, just listen to me, I'll tell you. Number one, it is melting the glaciers. Okay, icebergs and glaciers are melting every day. So, every day the amount of ice is melting is 10 times that of a size of the water quantity is 10 times that of a Olympic swimming pool every day. That much of water is coming out from the glaciers and mountains every day. So that is alarming rate. And every year it is found 1 meter, 2 meter decrease in the glacier size. So if that happens, how many more days you get the glaciers?
1 meter.
1 meter, 2 meter size every day, every year. No, actually what is happening? It is accumulating again, decreasing. Increasing, decreasing, increasing, decreasing. That is happening, na? Depending on season. But on an average, what is the result? That is found, net loss is 2 meters. Net loss every year. So that way what will happen? Someday your glaciers will all be dried up. Gangotri, Jamunotri. If there is no Gangotri, there is no Ganga. Jamunotri, there is no Jamuna. So all these rivers, Ganga, Kaveri, Godavari, Jamuna, Saraswati. These are the rivers, and we are dependent on this river-based civilization. The Sindhu Sampota, Indus Valley, based on some river always. Nearby the river only the civilization was there, and our is very old civilization. Sometimes we become proud that we have very old civilization, but it is already river-based. This type of all civilizations are river-based. Otherwise, if there is no river, every river it will become like Sahara. Desert ho jayega, without river. So that is the problem and that is the trouble. Acha, the one problem I told you, glacier. Next problem is if that melts and flows and goes into the river will become, the water level will rise every year, and that will give super flood. And after that super flood, water will be scarce because it is wasted, and that extra water all will ultimately go into the ocean, and ocean water is useless. So our sweet water is how much percentage? 3%. Out of that, 2% is ice. So only 1% is utilizable. Out of that 1%, some portion is already highly polluted, like arsenic contaminated and all. We cannot use that. Hardly 0.5 to 0.7% we can use of the total resources of the earth, isn't it? And huge amount of water is still there under the ground, maybe much deeper into the ground, but that water we cannot take out. Okay, that is beyond our reach. So what we have only on the surface, and we will really perish if there is no sufficient water. एक दिन water बिना water इस्तेमाल करके दिखाओ तो, one day, very difficult. Temperature increasing and increasing. It's like this, zigzag pattern. Ultimately, it is rising a lot. See, it was like this, zigzag. Suddenly, there's jump here. Before present, thousands of years, 800 years back, 600 years back, 400 years back, it was up and down. Now suddenly, nowadays, it has had a jump, huge. See the plot. From that you understand what is actually global warming, what is happening. Achha, so two factors I told you. One is the water rise level, another is glacier melting. What else? Ar kichu hobe? More natural calamities. Devastating natural calamities. Natural calamities by devastation, storm, tsunami, this type of things will be much more frequent. Because why? Because the temperature fluctuation throughout the earth is happening. As a result, there will be more superstorms, tsunami, and flood, super flood. That they are called natural calamities. Together, they are called natural calamities. That will happen. And ecosystem will be disaster is already happening. And see, suppose we kill all the whales in the, as an example I am telling you. Suddenly remember one example. So if you kill all the whales from the marine world, what will happen? তিমি মাছকে মেরে খেয়ে ফেললে তাতে কি হবে? সবাই মেরে খেয়ে ফেলছিল তো, শুধু মারছে না, মেরে খেয়ে ফেলছে। তো তিমি মাছ মেরে খেয়ে ফেললে তাহলে কি হবে বলো? তোমাদের কি ধারণা দেখি? ফুড চেইন গেল তো তোমার কি? তুমি তো নিজেকে নিয়ে ভাববে আমি কি খাবো, আগে অন্য কি খেলেও মরবো। হ্যাঁ, মানুষের কি, তোমাদের আমাদের কি প্রবলেম? না এইটাই তো ভুল ধারণা, আমি বলে দিচ্ছি কী প্রবলেম। না শোনো শোনো, আমরা মাছের ওপর নির্ভরশীল তো, অনেক মাছ খাই তো, সমুদ্র থেকে তুলে আনা মাছ, অ্যানচোভি, আর কি মাছ, টুনা। টুনা খুব একটা পপুলার মাছ, টুনা ফিশ আমরা খাই না যদিও, আমরা জানি না কি টুনা ফিশ, অ্যানচোভি, আচ্ছা আর আরও আছে পেরু, চিলি, ওই সব জায়গা থেকে মাছগুলো ধরতে হবে। আচ্ছা আসল কথা এসো, আসল কথা এসো, তিমি মাছ কী করে, দ্যাট হোয়েল ফিশ, নট ফিশ সরি, দ্য হোয়েল ফিশ নয় তো, আমরা তিমি মাছ বলি তো সেই জন্য মুখ দিয়ে বেরিয়ে গেল। হোয়েল যখন নিচে যায়, when it goes down into the depth, it carries lot of nutrient along with it. It goes up and down, and it carries lot of nutrients to the up level, to the euphotic level, where lot of phytoplanktons are floating. So nutrients, they are getting nutrients from that up and down movement. Whale is doing that circulation. Okay, so phytoplankton is going. Based on the phytoplankton, lot of fish is eating that phytoplankton. Otherwise, they will not get the food. They will totally perish. वो लोग भी मर जाए, उनको खाना चाहिए ना। तो we are depending on that fish. We means human being, may not be you and me, but lot of people, European country, they are dependent on that. Peru, Chile, fishermen, they are totally dependent on that. Their total lifestyle cycle is dependent on that. So what will happen, the fish will die, and because of this whale they are alive. Unknowingly whale is doing that, supplying food to the phytoplankton, and phytoplankton is food for the fish, and we are eating that fish. So we are a part of the cycle. What is this called? Chain. We are part of that chain. We are not out of the chain, we are also a part of the chain. So if the ecosystem is broken, so we also will break down, we will be affected. Don't think that, just an example. We told na kya hoga, mostly wo mare jayega to amra kya. See the effect. That way the effect is there everywhere. Temperature is increasing day by day, and this is the plot. 2000, 1980, 2000, 2020, something like that. So temperature is rising, continuously rising, that you can understand from the plot. Up and down will be there always, but you have to take the average, and ultimately you will find what is happening. Here it is rising a lot. Northern hemisphere temperature, now alarming rate, it is increasing. The red color is giving for danger zone. Red means danger. Small glaciers or ice caps are melting. See the situation here. Stop talking for the time being. 1941, see the situation. 2000, this is totally ice. Now 2004, and now slowly it is breaking. Some portion is melting, and now it is totally. It has become at this moment it is totally lake. At this area, এইটা বলছি, এটা পুরো লেক হয়ে গেছে, আর আইস নেই। দেখো পুরো আইস ছিল, এখন পুরো লেক হয়ে গেছে। Sunlight reaches the earth, some energy is reflected back into space. Suppose more and more absorption, then temperature will rise more and more. हो गया अभी छोड़ देंगे। এক মিনিট শেষ করে দিই, পড়ানো মাঝখানে কথা না, একটু পরে 2 মিনিট না। আচ্ছা, দিস ইজ আইস ক্যাপ 1993, এদিকে দেখো, 1993 ice cap, now 2000, see the difference. Ice cap is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. আগে দেখালাম গ্লেসিয়ার, এখন হচ্ছে আইস ক্যাপ। গ্লোবাল ওয়ার্মিং এফেক্ট, মেল্টিং অফ পোলার আইস ক্যাপ, রাইজিং সি লেভেল, এই দুটো আমি বলেছি। থ্রো গ্লোবাল ইকোসিস্টেম আউট অফ ব্যালেন্স, will endanger several species of animals, and we are all related to other animals also. And what are the effects? Spread of disease, warmer water, increased probability, intensity, economic consequences, loss of biodiversity, destruction of ecosystems. See, all different type of species are dying out.
सर मच्छर मर जाएगा
ये सिर्फ मच्छर नहीं, सब स्पीसीज मर रहा है. अच्छा, मच्छर को कौन खाते हैं? फ्रॉग. अभी मच्छर मर जाएगा तो फ्रॉग भी मर जाएगा. और फ्रॉग के
नहीं सर, और थोड़ा है ना वो मक्खी वगैरह खा के रह लेगा उससे। मच्छर बहुत
ऐसा चुन के तो नहीं होता है.